The Nigerian Maritime University, the Untold Chronicle. Ordinarily speaking, the propriety of having a federally run maritime university, and preferably in the Niger Delta region, would have been a settled matter. After all, it would have the potential of building on the giant strides of the Maritime Academy at Oron in Akwa Ibom State. But like many things Nigerian, the institution's siting has become a source of discord among some powerful sons of the region. Whereas the Federal Minister of Transportation and the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, does not fancy the location of the premier maritime university sited in Okerenkoko, Delta State.
My argument about Okerenkoko is that land alone, 13 billion naira. If you give me 13 billion naira, I will buy half of Lagos. Land alone, 13 billion naira. That 13 billion naira has built the university already.
His counterpart in the Petroleum Resources Ministry, Dr. Ibe Kachiko, himself a Deltan, does not see anything wrong with the site.
Okerenkoko University, I disagree with the Minister for Transport. Any facility that is placed in the south-south, we should work towards developing it. I don't care the circumstances under which we are placed. It is not my position to determine whether land was valued at 19 or 10 million or 3 million. The appropriate institutions, which are the court systems, will determine that. That has nothing to do with development of the infrastructure. And as far as I know, so much has already gone into that property. So much fiscal assets have been developed. We're not going to throw away the baby with the bathwater. We'll deal with the issues, but the university will be developed. If it doesn't want it in maritime, I will take it in petroleum.
But the Nigerian Maritime University has a history, and of course, the rubber stamp of the federal government. Former President Goodluck Jonathan had endorsed the institution, inclusive of the site, when he announced two key appointments, namely Mrs. Ngoebi Maureen Etebi and Mr. Ano Nathaniel Esogene Loki as Vice Chancellor and Registrar respectively. It is pertinent to add that the Nigerian Maritime University, Baramatu, is number 41 on the National Universities Commission listings, but the temporary site at Kurutie has an enviable history. Dr. Bello Urubebe, not the former minister, who by definition is the National Secretary of the Ijaw National Congress worldwide, traces the history.
We are now in Kurutie town, Baramatu Kingdom. Now, the Nigerian Maritime University, this is a temporary site. This road network alone is over 4 kilometers in and around. The mangrove that was standing here were cut. The roots, the tap roots or the roots of the mangrove were removed. Then the soil called Chikoko, this Chikoko soil is a particular type of soil that you cannot put even road or building on it. So about 2 meters has to be excavated, removed, and then dredgers, imported dredgers had to be brought in here to dredge sand to fill the place first. Special equipments were now used to compact the sand-filled portions to allow it take the structures you are now seeing.
A flying visit across the grounds of the Kurutie campus leaves you gazing in amazement.
These are gold-plated chairs. These are what you see in palaces. That is what is contained I mean, it's already provided for in this institution. Anywhere you are, you'll be able to access and follow the lectures. If there is chlorine or vanadite or any other chemical used in this pool to maintain the water, you have also a point of decontamination. These are the beds for the girls, and the ventilation, the convenience, everything is provided for. There is nothing waiting to be brought in here. The curtains, the blinds, this is a ready and set to go female hostel. This is the security building for the university, and it comprises a standard university security building with all the facilities intact.
If the Maritime University is an approved institution, wherein lies the controversy?
Political exclusion, political and economic strangulation is what is happening. Subjugation is what is happening here.
The indigenes of Baramatu Kingdom are not persuaded by the counter logic of the sighting. They smell a rat. To them, it is unarguably the only token of a federal presence in their environment.
SPDC 1970 started operation in our region, in our Baramatu Kingdom, and they earned trillions of naira. And we, the people of the region, demanding for projects until federal government cited Maritime University, and the Federal Executive Council and the Nigeria University Commission approved the university. After then, there is money budget for takeoff at the site. That was 2015 budget in the Nimasa sector.
The federal government, through NIMASA, cited a maritime university at Okrenkoko. The federal government wanted immediate takeoff of the temporary site of Maritime University, Okrenkoko. The federal government approached Kurutiye community while inspecting several properties, and approached Kurutiye community to take off the Maritime University. The federal government officials, NIMASA and officials, made an offer with their officers, and Kurutiye community accepted the offer. The federal government, Maritime, NIMASA, made an offer to our community, and we, the community, accepted the offer of government that them want to use Kurutiye as a takeoff point of Maritime University.
We are peace-loving people in this community. We pray for development of this place for a long time. Lucky enough, an university was cited in our history. Just a tinkle of some hours or some days, we find out that the university is no more. It's put on hold. So we are not happy over it. We are all grumbling. That leads to the problem between the youth and the government of today. But our peace-loving people I have, to me personally, I plead to the youths to calm down. We have seen all those things. The struggling here and there will never solve our problem. The problem is that to go cooperate with the government of the day so that everything comes to us peacefully. And I appeal to the president also. He knows more about this Niger Delta. He was one time a military man. He fought in the same Niger Delta. He knows the problem in Niger Delta more than any other person. So he should now plan a way to arrange a dialogue committee to talk to the people concerned so that everything will go peacefully in the area concerned. We here, in fact, we are not happy over what happened about this school matter. And it causes so many problems for us. We cry every day because if this university does not take off, it will cause so many problems for us. The problem is that development will now go away from us and we'll come back to square one again.
Our community was approached for the immediate takeoff of the university, that is the Marine University. This was followed by the arrival of various teams. Teams from the federal government came, teams from the NIMASA came, and other relevant government departments. They came to this town and found that Kurutiye is the most suitable site for the university. They approached us and we agreed. Thereafter, the legal department came, the lands and survey came, and they made offer to us. We accepted the offer. After accepting the offer, the officials of the university resumed duty here in Kurutiye. We happily welcomed them to our community. But after some time, we were able to hear that the university is put on hold. And we are not happy with this situation. This is the university that we expect to provide manpower for us. This is the university that we expect to give employment opportunity to us. This is the university that will even diversify, that is, bring marine into the economy. We bring also revenue into the government. But this university has been put on hold. We are not happy. We are here appealing to the federal government to revoke that statement and make this university to start immediately so that the aspiration of the people in this area will be met, so that there will be peace, so that we, the people in this area, will be keyed into the federal government. We are not against any government. We are ready to key into the peaceful agenda of the present state government, but the government too should satisfy our aspiration.
Yes, I am aggrieved as a young person from this place, not because of inherited problems, but because of challenges that I have faced as a person, myself, as a young person in this environment. Well, from an oil-producing environment, no jobs, there's no, I think the whole of Gbarimatu, we have just 2 secondary schools. We have like primary school in every community, which is okay, but secondary schools are just 2. And we don't even have any higher institution. We don't have a ward where we can gladly come out and say, okay, this is our councillor from this ward. We're being relegated, which is not good. I'm calling on the federal government to intervene. I'm also calling on international bodies to look into this matter. We're really suffering in this area.
We really don't have, we are going through a lot, physically, emotionally, let's say financially, even educationally, we're backward. Most of us really have to go out of this community to other places to get our school education and come back here. So it is something of, we'll say it is something of, is an error for somebody to just come up and say, oh, there's an institution that's going to be put in place here on ground, and one person is trying to politicize our lives. So we're going to be asking the federal government, whatever it is, whoever it may be, we're pleading as a community, as a mother, even because there are children around the environments that can't even find a place to go to school. There are so many of them that even can't enter into other universities. But we know with the coming of this university, it will better our lives as a community, as individuals, as a community as a whole. It will bring something better to the table for us.
There is the apprehension about accessibility to the school. Again, our guide, Dr. Belu Orubebe, smothers the anxiety.
The thinking is that there will be luxurious ferry boats that will now take parents, visitors, contractors, researchers, tourists to come to the pristine, serene mangrove swamp environment. That's what is aimed at taking people down and out. In fact, this is part of the eco-tourism puzzle of the Niger Delta, if well articulated. And this is what they want to waste. And we are saying no.
On the political front, the Kurutie community feels shocked out of civilization. Their reflections are as striking, even as they sound unbelievable.
Maritime Kingdom is one of the major oil and gas producing kingdoms in Nigeria. Maritime Kingdom is host to about 8 flow stations. In Maritime Kingdom, you have about 8 flow stations. That means a lot. If a community or a kingdom has 8 flow stations, and you go there and see that there is nothing there, the only thing that is there that is about to come into existence is the Marine University. There is nothing like federal government present in the kingdom. And if you imagine the number of years that they have been exploiting the crude oil in our community without any replacement, without anything, without any compensation. So I'm happy that you've gone there to see it for yourself. Our appeal to Mr. President, that we are happy that we hear there is dialogue going on trying to resolve the issues. We appeal the dialogue should be inclusive. The dialogue to cover the areas involved in the crisis. That is really where we can find solution to the problem. That's our appeal.
For the 3rd Marine Commando under Adekule. In fact, Boro was commanding one of our battalion in the brigade. When Boro died in Okada, I was there. Today, I'm a pensioner. And it happened to be the Ramadamarama. Briefly, our area, like the elder had mentioned, there's nothing to show for it from the wealth that we are contributing towards the development of this country. And we have been clamoring for development. And by the grace of God, when Yaradua came on board, by wisdom given to him by God, he stopped militancy by grand amnesty.
Like an intractable child, the Niger Delta question beggars a lot of understanding beyond platitudes. Mention must, of course, be made of the criminal conspiracy of the elite of the region. A painful angle to this is the Ogoni 4, which gave rise to the famed Ogoni 9, which included the irrepressible teacher, dramatist, and environmentalist Ken Sarowiwa.
Even though I was young, I could see that nothing was coming to the Ogoni people from the oil. And I started writing about it almost immediately, even though I was only a high school student.
The coming days are crucial in resolving the nagging problem of the Niger Delta. armed struggle is definitely not a way out. Militancy can only sustain a dwindling of fortunes for Nigeria, and the hysteria more depressing. Time is of the essence.
Disturbed by the recent resurgence of violence in the Niger Delta, and in particular, Delta State and the Ijaw territories of Nigeria, the Ijaw National Congress, on the marching orders of the traditional rulers, chiefs, and councils of the Ijaw Nation, from Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa State, Delta State, Edo State, and Ondo State, decided that we, the INC leadership, should come and meet with the peace-loving people of Baramatu. And in particular, this particular segment of the meeting has been with the Kurutiye autonomous and federated communities. The meeting went well. The people agreed and continually that they will continually work for peace and progress. But there are fundamental issues which have kept the youths very, very hungry. Part of it is gross underdevelopment, the immediate removal of or the stoppage of the university that has already taken off, the Maritime University that has already taken off, is part of the immediate problems we have just discussed. We've also discussed other grievances, the demands for development, infrastructural, human capital, and above all, the need for the people to be integrated into Nigeria.